Have you ever noticed that two people can eat the exact same meals, follow the exact same diet, and exercise the same number of days per week, yet one of them loses weight while the other barely moves the needle? It's one of the most frustrating mysteries in health and fitness, and for years, nobody had a satisfying answer. We blamed genetics. We blamed willpower. We blamed slow metabolisms and bad luck. But what if the real answer had nothing to do with any of those things? What if the difference between the person who effortlessly stays lean and the person who struggles despite doing everything right comes down to something shockingly simple, not what they eat, but when they stop eating? That single question is about to change the way you think about your body forever. For decades, we've been handed the same nutritional gospel as if it were absolute truth. A calorie is a calorie. It doesn't matter when you eat, only how much. Your body is a furnace, food is fuel, and as long as you burn more than you consume, you will lose weight. Doctors said it. Nutritionists repeated it. Diet books were built on top of it, and millions of people followed this advice, faithfully counting calories, measuring portions, cutting carbs only to find themselves stuck, frustrated, and no closer to the body they were working so hard to achieve. Here's what nobody told you. That framework is not just incomplete. It is fundamentally scientifically wrong. And the proof has been sitting in biological research for years, waiting for someone to explain it clearly enough that it actually makes sense. Your body is not a calculator. It is not a machine that runs at the same efficiency around the clock. It is a living, breathing, rhythmic organism that has been shaped by millions of years of evolution, and at the very core of its design is something called a circadian clock. This internal biological clock doesn't just control when you feel sleepy or when you feel alert. It governs your hormones, your digestion, your metabolism, your immune system, and your ability to burn or store fat. Every single organ in your body operates on a precise schedule, and when you eat in alignment with that schedule, your metabolism works with breathtaking efficiency. But when you eat against it, when you push food into your body at hours, it was never designed to process something far more damaging than just extra calories happens. Your body fundamentally shifts its entire hormonal strategy from burning fat to storing it. This is where the 6 p.m. rule becomes not just a diet tip, but a biological principle rooted in the very architecture of your body. When you make the decision to stop eating by 6 in the evening, you are not simply skipping a snack or avoiding dessert. You are initiating what I think of as a biological handshake with your own hormones. You are signaling to your pancreas, your liver, your brain, and trillions of individual cells that you are ready to cooperate with the ancient rhythm. Your body was designed around the rhythm of eating with the sun and resting in the dark. What follows over the next 12 hours is nothing short of extraordinary, and we are going to walk through it together, hour by hour, so you can see exactly what is happening inside your body on the nights you get this right. Picture it. It's 6 p.m., your fork is down, your plate is empty, and your body immediately begins a precisely choreographed sequence of biological events. For the first 3 hours, your digestive system is working hard. This window, known as the postprandial phase, is when your stomach breaks food down into its simplest components. Glucose, the basic sugar your body uses as fuel, floods into your bloodstream, and your pancreas responds instantly. It releases a hormone called insulin, and insulin is the key character in this entire story. Think of insulin as a security guard stationed at the door of every cell in your body. His job is to escort that incoming glucose safely inside your cells, making sure your muscles are fueled, your brain is powered, and your organs have what they need. He is absolutely essential, and under the right circumstances, he is incredibly efficient at his job. But insulin has a second job that almost nobody talks about. And this second job is the reason that when you eat matters just as much as what you eat. When insulin is circulating in your blood, when that security guard is on active duty, your body locks the door to your fat stores completely. Your body runs on a fundamental principle. It cannot burn stored fat while it is actively processing incoming food. These two states are mutually exclusive. You are either in consumption mode, handling the glucose from your last meal, or you are in fat-burning mode, drawing energy from reserves. You cannot be in both at the same time. So every hour that insulin remains elevated, every hour that security guard is still clocking in, your fat stores sit completely untouched. Now think about what happens when you eat dinner at 8 or 9 p.m. That insulin response doesn't wrap up before bed. It's still active at 10 p.m. still elevated at midnight, still processing in some cases well past 1 in the morning. Your body never gets the chance to switch modes. The fat stays locked behind closed doors every single night. When you stop eating at 6 p.m., you change the entire equation. By 9 in the evening, just 3 hours after your last bite, your insulin levels have already begun their natural downward slide. Your bloodstream is clearing. The glucose from dinner has been delivered where it needs to go, and your body begins shifting into what you might call maintenance mode. The heavy lifting of digestion is done, and now your body's attention starts to turn towards something far more important: the deep, cellular repair and renewal work that can only happen in the absence of food. This is when things start to get genuinely fascinating. While most people are still spiking their insulin with late-night snacks, chips, cookies, or a bowl of cereal before bed, your body is quietly preparing to do something they will never experience. It is getting ready to open the vault. At around 9 p.m., as darkness deepens outside and light fades from your environment, a tiny structure buried in the center of your brain, called the pineal gland, begins releasing melatonin. Most people know melatonin as the sleep hormone, the thing that makes your eyes heavy and helps you drift off. But melatonin has a metabolic role that almost nobody in mainstream health conversations talks about. When melatonin rises, it sends a direct signal to your pancreas to slow down insulin production. Your cells also become naturally less responsive to insulin at night, a phenomenon called circadian insulin resistance, which is your body's built-in message to itself that this is not the time to be eating. This is sleep time. This is repair time. This is not digestion time. And this is where eating late at night stops being just a bad habit and becomes a genuine hormonal disaster. If you eat a snack at 10 p.m., even something that feels small and harmless, a handful of crackers, a bowl of cereal, a couple of cookies, your body is completely unequipped to handle it properly. Your insulin system is already operating in low-power mode. The security guard is drowsy. He can't move that sugar into your cells efficiently the way he could at noon, so that glucose lingers in your bloodstream far longer than it should, and while it's circulating, it is doing real damage, triggering inflammation, promoting oxidative stress, and eventually being routed to the most convenient and available storage site in your entire body. Visceral fat. That is the dangerous deep belly fat wrapped around your liver, your kidneys, and your intestines. The fat that doctors worry about on medical scans. The fat linked to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. The fat that no matter how many crunches you do, simply does not respond because the real problem has never been exercised. It has been insulin, timing, and your hormones being permanently stuck in storage mode. When you stop eating at 6 p.m., you sidestep this entire disaster. By the time melatonin begins rising, your insulin is already falling. There is no new glucose hitting your bloodstream for a sluggish, half-asleep pancreas to deal with. Your hormones are not clashing, they are cooperating. Melatonin is free to guide your body toward deep restorative sleep while insulin quietly completes its work and steps aside. Your body enters a state of hormonal harmony that most people living on modern eating schedules almost never experience. And when midnight arrives and you are sound asleep, something extraordinary is happening inside you that you would never know about if no one explained it. At midnight, approximately 6 hours into your fast, insulin reaches its true baseline. That security guard has finally gone home. And the moment he leaves, the door to your fat stores swings open. Your body, finding no incoming glucose from your digestive system, does what it was brilliantly designed to do: it switches fuel sources. Instead of running on the food you just ate, it starts running on the food you stored weeks and months ago. And your body is not random about which fat it targets first. It goes after the most metabolically active fat in your body, which happens to be the very same visceral fat that was being built up every time you ate late at night. Your liver begins converting that stored fat into molecules called ketones, and those ketones become your body's primary energy currency during the overnight fast. Your heart, lungs, brain, and immune system are all powered, hour after hour, entirely by fat drawn directly from your belly. This is not a metaphor. This is biochemistry happening in real time while you sleep. Between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., your body enters what researchers call a state of high-efficiency fat oxidation. This is the golden window. This is when the deepest, most stubborn fat reserves are being systematically dismantled and converted into fuel. Think of it as a furnace that only ignites once the conditions are exactly right: low insulin, stable blood sugar, and uninterrupted hormonal harmony. Once that furnace is running, it burns clean and it burns deep. Now imagine what happens to that window when you ate ice cream at 10 p.m. the night before. Your body is still wrestling with the glucose from that snack at midnight. Insulin is still elevated. The furnace never ignites. Instead of spending 4 hours burning visceral fat, your body spends those hours still trying to clean up a mess you made before bed. The golden window is gone. And if this happens every night, every single night of your life, your body never gets the opportunity to tap into those deep fat stores. Day after day, week after week, your belly fat just sits there, untouched, because your own nighttime habits have been unknowingly locking the door on the only process that can actually remove it. As the early morning hours approach, somewhere between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., another critical hormone enters the picture. This one is called human growth hormone HGH, and it is released in powerful pulses during the deepest stages of overnight fasting. Human growth hormone is often called the fountain of youth hormone, and with good reason. It repairs muscle fibers, strengthens bone density, tightens skin, enhances immunity,